Welcome back everyone to another Psych Reacts video. Today we are looking at something a little bit different and a little bit more lighthearted. I thought I'd try something new and react to some of the crazier people, abnormal people on Dr. Phil. Okay, so welcome to Sexy Vegan. On Dr. Phil, there is a man who changed his legal name to Sexy Vegan. So I have pulled up a few clips of this episode on Dr. Phil. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to Sexy Vegan.
My name is Sexy Vegan. I got my name legally changed to Sexy Vegan. Hans no longer fits me. When people see the tattoos, they're shocked. I'm a strict vegan.
I wonder why.
I once was down to 1.3% body fat.
The beautiful vegan messiah.
When I go out, everyone stares at me because I wear a Speedo-esque outfit and I'm exotic like a Lamborghini SV. I love walking around in my Speedos because putting clothes on is like putting a tarp over a Lamborghini, which makes no sense, and I get for that all the time. When I go into a grocery store, I'm followed around by the security, which is so annoying. If I'm wearing my Speedo...
Do you have any idea why this man would be followed around by security? Alright, don't judge a book by its cover, right? But I feel like wearing a Speedo out in public is close to indecent exposure. Technically it's not, but it's very close.
Security will come up and they'll say, "Sir, you have to dress more," and I'll be like, "Well, a hot chick could wear this outfit." I get kicked out of...
No, they couldn't. When you go into a store, you need to have like a shirt, some shorts, some shoes. A girl could not walk into a store with a bikini on and go throughout the store. They would have to have some kind of cover up.
So many stores. I've been arrested 15 times. This last summer I was arrested for a criminal threat. I'd ended up doing 6 months for that. My mom has spent over $80,000 on legal fees. I'm drop dead gorgeous and a great singer-dancer. I can make it on my talents. I have several YouTube videos. I've been kicked off of YouTube channels. I got terminated for over-sexual strikes. My main problem is my mom. She does not believe in me. She's very pessimistic. She always sees the negative. She's sadistic at times. My mom wants me to...
So the mom has spent over $80,000 in legal fees. To me, that's an enabler. You're enabling him to do this by letting him out of jail each time. The only way this type of person is going to learn their lesson is if they are punished reasonably, right? So going to jail for whatever he was going to jail for, he needs to be kept in jail for that sentence to possibly learn his lesson. Bailing him out every time is not going to teach somebody a lesson. It's going to be like, oh, I can do anything and still get bailed out, so we're good. We're not going to have any issues. I can just go rob a store and my mom will bail me out and everything will be fine. No, leave him in jail and maybe he'll learn his lesson.
Conform to society and be normal. Working 9 to 5 and wearing a suit, and that's just not me. I'm like Charlie Sheen circa 2011. I see myself in 5 to 20 years getting my own reality show, segueing that into a high-ranking government position, either First American King.
Reality show into high-ranking government position. Those are two very drastic things. Those are two very different things. So far, we've got the mom as an enabler, and this guy is a little bit delusional on his goals. No government anything would give this man a job with his tattoos on his face. That's not protocol. That's not proper uniform for a high government position. Okay.
King or president.
My son, Sexy Vegan, is not functioning in this society. If I don't hear from him every morning, I wonder if he's dead or in jail. My son, Sexy, is weird, immature, spoiled.
She even calls him that. How do you call your son Sexy? Like technically that's his first name, right? He legally changed his first name. I get supporting him, but I feel like at this point it's just enabling rather than supporting. They're two different things, and I don't think this woman knows the differences. It's not like it's an actual name. It's just how he sees himself, right? So he said he was a vegan and he had like 1.3% body fat or whatever. And he says that he's like a Lamborghini. So this is how he describes himself, as a sexy vegan. So there's that.
And misunderstood. Sexy parades around in Speedos and refers to himself as the vegan messiah. He thinks he's the second coming who can change the world, and no one can tell him otherwise.
Also, we got that sexy vegan is a little bit delusional.
When I saw his tattoos, I couldn't believe it. Sexy is the most entitled person I know. He won't even try to get a job because he's the vegan messiah. I'm tired of him using me as a personal bank. I've probably spent over $200,000 on him in the last year and a half alone.
What? $200,000? Does that include or not include the legal propagations? I don't know. I hope it does, right? Because that would be better rather than $280,000 spent on this man. But the thing is, right, if you hand your child, your son, even if they're older, right, and they don't work, if you keep handing them money and keep doing it, they're going to eventually learn that you will always give them money. So obviously he doesn't work because he knows and banks on his mom giving him the money he needs to survive. Now, yes, she does care about him, which is why she gives him this money, but sometimes saying no will help your child even more. Obviously, you want your child to be happy, successful, and all of that, but to enable them in something that is not helpful, not successful, that is not helping them in any way, is just enabling them. Supporting them is not handing them money whenever just because they don't have a job and they don't want to get a job because they believe they are a vegan messiah. So again, differences between enabling and supporting.
I bought him a car, gave him 2 of my cars, some condos, and a house. He has a debit card. Every day he calls.
Enabling. Does he need 3 cars to survive? No, 1 car maybe, but you tell him if he wants a job. I don't know how old he is. I don't know if it mentioned it. If it did, I didn't hear it. You tell him you are this many years old, go get a job if you want a car. Now, in the meantime, while he doesn't have a car and say you live in like a suburban area, you could say that, you know, I'll take you to work on these days, or call your friends and have them take you to work on these days that, you know, maybe the mom's working. This is supporting them. This is helping them better their lives. Enabling them is just throwing them anything they want and saying, okay, go, have fun.
Hey, Poochie, can you put $40 on today? I am an enabler, and I can't help it. Sexy does not follow the rules. He's constantly getting in trouble with the law. He's always been weird. People don't appreciate his weirdness. And then he flies off the handle. He loses his temper like a 2-year-old in a 35-year-old body. He was the
He's 35. Okay, good to know.
shyest kid ever in grade school. I don't know what happened. I have lost all hope for my son. This seems like the last effort.
Now, also, people who go out in public and burst loudly into singing or dancing or do anything to draw attention to themselves on purpose in maybe a negative way is called an exhibitionist. These people go out on streets, they do abnormal things like dress in a Speedo and knee-high socks and dance around, right? With tattoos on their face, blue hair, whatever. They do this to get attention, whether it be negative or positive. They behave in these extravagant ways to attract attention to themselves.
Okay, you consider his behavior now to be outrageous,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you said you're an enabler, but you can't help it.
Yeah.
Why are we here then? What do you want me to? You want me to help it? What do you want me to do?
I would like him to get help.
So if that happens, and then you have an enabling mother that unravels all of that, what's the point in helping him? Because if I would...
The mother is the starting point. Sexy Vegan cannot be helped until his mother stops being an enabler.
Was working with him. If I were to help him, the first thing I would do would be to start holding him accountable, which means, listen, everybody's different. Different strokes for different folks. If you want to put on a Speedo and moonwalk around Beverly Hills, and you can afford to do that, and it makes you happy, knock yourself out.
Right.
Seriously, different strokes for different folks. If you can afford it, do it. But the problem is he can't, but you make it possible. So if I got involved and held him accountable, no matter what I said or did, you would come in and undo it.
No.
Well, you said, I enable him and I can't help it.
Well, I'm going to try to help it because I can't keep this up.
Well, I don't work with triers, I work with doers. So you've got to be willing to say,
Dang, Dr. Phil is savage. He's like, listen, I don't do triers, I do doers. If you ain't about the doing, then we ain't doing nothing. Oh my gosh, this show is a trip. So that is the little intro reel that they do for Dr. Phil. This introduces the situation, introduces the people, and introduces what they need from Dr. Phil. Okay, so another clip is titled Sexy Vegan Inherited $12 million and was arrested 15 times. Let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Inherited $12 million from my father, who was just like me.
He thinks it's his inheritance.
Sexy Vegan thinks that he was the favorite son and that when his dad passed away, he should get all the money.
One time, my brother tried to sue the estate. He even used my mom's credit card to spend $3,000 to contest the will.
There are portions of a $12 million inheritance that I feel I deserve now. My mom hates me because I look like my deceased dad. This is revenge towards my dad because she found out he cheated on her. And she uses his money to have power over me because she didn't have the power over him.
Ooh, okay, wow, we're just taking shots right off the bat there, huh? Okay, so the family inherited $12 million from the father. I would like to know what the father did for a living so I can sign up. But Sexy Vegan believes that all of the money is his and not the family's. So technically his family inherited the money, but he feels entitled that it is his money. He believes that his mother is using the money to take control over himself because she couldn't control her husband because he apparently cheated on her. So now she's doing it as like a get back, right? So that's what Sexy Vegan believes.
I've been arrested 15 times.
When he left to come out to California, I told him, when you get arrested, I'm not bailing you out. He called me a week later and he was crying. He had gotten beaten up in jail. I felt bad, so I bailed him out.
I got caught with ecstasy pills, violation of probation, assault and disorderly conduct, trespassing.
He had the bright idea that he was going to go to Hollywood music producer David Geffen's house and pitch this great idea that he had.
Security would not even tell him that I was there. I went back 3 or 4 times, and on the last time I got arrested. One time.
Yeah, so if you show up to a celebrity's house or somebody in some sort of power's house, they obviously have security around their house for good reason, aka Sexy Vegan. So they're not gonna let just anybody, any stranger who's like, I have this idea, I need to talk to you, and you need to listen to me because I am Sexy Vegan. So, in Sexy Vegan's head, he obviously sees himself as higher up in society than he actually is. He believes that he is just a star, and that's okay. That's okay that he thinks that, right? But when he goes to people's personal property and demands to see that person, and when they tell him no, he keeps coming back, that's gonna get you arrested. You can't just show up on people's doorsteps and be like, listen to me. You need to listen to me. It's their property. You are in the wrong.
Time I whipped it out right in front of everyone on a busy street and was arrested for public urination.
I'm sorry, you did what?
Street and was arrested for public got arrested.
You didn't.
I went
you did
back
what
3
now?
or 4 times, and on the last time I got arrested. One time, I whipped it out right in front of everyone on a busy street and was arrested for public urination. My dog got away and was taken to the pound. When I got there, I heard my dog barking, so I hopped the fence and tried to get my dog out. I ended up getting arrested for that.
I flew to LA with $8,000
Not the
in my
puppy.
pocket and bailed him out, which I think in hindsight was probably not a great idea.
Yeah, you
They
probably
wouldn't
should
let
have
me
left him
in
in
this
there
bar
for that.
where they've praised me before. I'm like, you, I'm gonna go in, then they pepper sprayed me, and then I was arrested. This last summer, I was arrested for a criminal threat. My mom didn't bail me out. I ended up doing 6 months. I was innocent of the charge. She knew I was innocent. None of these arrests were fair. The world's messed up. I didn't deserve any of that.
Okay, so he doesn't believe that he deserves going to prison for hopping the fence of a pound, which is trespassing. He doesn't believe that stalking is a viable reason for going to jail, and he doesn't believe that public urination is a viable reason to go to jail. Sure. Everybody can do that, you know? Everybody can just hop fences and stalk people and pee in public. We'll just make that a norm, dude. It's fine.
There are some fundamental things in life that are just core values that we have to embrace. Like, one is you don't reward bad behavior. Okay, if somebody's doing something as bad behavior, like he gets aggressive with people sometimes, gets in their face and yells and screams, and that's bad behavior. And he's been arrested for that and put in jail.
So I agree with this. You do not reward bad behavior. Back in school, they even did this type of thing, right? In like high school or middle school, whatever. I remember that this known bad child in high school was getting rewarded for picking up paper towels in the boys' bathroom. But if a good kid were to have done the same thing, it would have gone unnoticed and there would be no reward. If you're gonna reward the bad kids, you have to reward the good kids, because then the good kids are like, well, then why am I a good kid, you know? If the bad kids are doing the same thing that the good kids are doing, but getting a reward, is not fair.
You've got to recognize that for somebody to mature, they have to understand that when you choose the behavior, you choose the consequences. You can choose to walk around in a Speedo with a full-length mirror all day if you want to, but you choose the consequences that come with it. It doesn't pay very well. You're making it possible for him to do it because you make it possible for him to afford it. You know why I don't do that? Because I get hungry, damn it. You know,
Right, so if the mother wasn't giving him money, he would feel enticed to get a job, to get his own car, get food, water, you know, like a house. He would strive for those things if they weren't just handed to him. So, in another clip, it is titled Sexy Vegan Gets Kicked Off Dr. Phil. Let's go ahead and see what this delusional, extreme, exhibitionist, and short-tempered man has to say for himself.
Grotesquely ugly, and so I'll carry around the mirror with me so I'll look and see that I am drop dead gorgeous. My image is very important to me. I look at my collection of mirrors all the time to study myself and my beauty. When I dance in front
He's very vain, too.
of the mirror, I can create a really striking image. Skinny with a big butt, I got junk in my trunk, but I'm keeping it. The mirrors go with me wherever I go because I want to know what I look like. I hang out where the celebrities go and with my mirror and party. People say that I'm narcissistic because I carry around a mirror wherever I go, but I don't care because I'm not, because I have empathy. And I'm currently
You're thinking of a psychopath. Moving
banned
on.
from the Beverly Hills Library for bringing the mirror in, but I'm looking to get that resolved. The negative reaction does hurt me sometimes, and it's just really confusing. Because I look in the mirror, I look drop dead gorgeous. I don't know why I'm so rejected so much. It's confusing. I don't get it.
I am the beautiful vegan messiah.
Look at the security guard.
It's a song. I didn't say I was, and she knows it. I was just like my dad, okay? 10 luxury cars. My dad told me I had the same name as him until I legally changed it. My mom did not bail me out of jail when she knew I was innocent. I'm liberating over 70 billion pigs in cages so small they cannot move for years, okay? I work. My mom's a sociopathic piece of I have the highest score in Hot or Not history. I got 9.9 out of 10 after 327 women rated me. Let's see your talent. Let's see your talent, you ugly piece of.
Okay, stop.
Oh my God.
Hey, look at me.
Let's
look
see
at
your
me.
talent.
No, hey.
Your talent is copying Michael Jackson's move.
No, you need to look at me.
I don't have to do.
Okay, take him out. Security, get him out of here.
Thank God. Thank God.
No. You're not going to come out here and use that kind of language in front of my audience. And audience, I apologize. That is childish
Awesome.
and immature behavior. And
Now I get to leave.
yes, you do.
No.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass. That's your first lesson in accountability. He does not come out here and behave in a disrespectful way. He does not come out here and insult this audience. That's exactly what he's done in the lobby of 2 or 3 apartment buildings that he's been in, that they've called the police, that they've evicted him from, arrested him. He's gotten in women's faces, yelling.
Yeah, I don't care how narcissistic you are, how self-conceited you are. You can't treat people like that and expect to get away with it. Even if you think you are higher up than others, you still can't treat people like trash and expect to not get negative responses from that, right? So choices lead to consequences, and if you can't handle those consequences, then maybe you shouldn't be making those choices. So basically, this type of behavior from Sexy Vegan has come from the enabling of his mother. His mother has provided him the accessibility to live this lifestyle by sending him money, giving him a car, giving him her cars, buying him a house, and all of that. It doesn't teach a person to mature. It doesn't teach a person to grow. And if they have all this money and they are handed things, then they can adapt that I'm better than everybody else type of complex. So without the maturity of learning how to take care of yourself, and without the proper ways of handling money in a richer family, it can lead to entitlement. So this was a little bit different from the types of content that we normally do. I wanted to pick something a little bit more fun, a little bit more lighthearted, and not be so serious with the analyses. So if you did watch and enjoy this video, you want to see more lighthearted, fun types of content, obviously I'm not going to quit the serial killer content or anything like that. I love those. But if you want to see more lighthearted and funny content mixed within the batch, then do be sure to drop a like down below. Truly does help me out, and I really do appreciate it. Make sure, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button so you know when I upload a brand new video. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!